Welcome to part 2 of this two-part series. In part 1 we covered the technical side of stuff, building the hide and setting up the decoys. In part 2 we're going to cover the hunt itself and whether or not the time spent building the hide is actually going to pay off for us. So at this point the hide is built and the decoys are set out, so the trap is set. All I have to do is load the rifle, make sure I can see the field clearly through the slits I've cut in the camouflage netting, and the waiting game begins. And the first opportunity of the day is this magpie about 10 yards away, who's sitting warbling away to himself with no idea I'm there. Well, that's the first one into the bag. Now, wood pigeons aren't too fond of seeing dead birds laying in the middle of the decoy pattern, so I went out and left it the magpie. It's not too long till a second magpie arrives. He's a wee bit further away than the first one. I get the camera onto him, but you can probably hear me shuffling around inside the hide trying to get into a decent shooting position, which takes a wee bit longer than I would have liked, but I still managed to get the shot off. That's number 2 in the bag. Again, I left the hide to go out and pick the bird up, but this time I set it up as a decoy, as I could hear plenty other magpies chittering about in the hedgerows around me, so there was a good chance I might get another opportunity or two at other birds. It's a bit of a dreary looking day today, but thankfully, finally, I get what I came for, a wood pigeon landing in my pattern. He's a wee bit jittery for the camera and can't decide where to land. But thankfully he finally settles. I get the camera on him and get the rifle on him. And put the first pigeon into the bag. Now, since the bird seemed to land on its back, which is a real put off for any other pigeons coming in to land, I went out and lifted it and set it up as a decoy. Dead birds make far better decoys than any plastic ones, and if you add these to the pattern as you shoot them, it'll help strengthen it and make it more attractive to any other birds coming in. The weather doesn't seem to be improving much, but thankfully the pigeons are still interested in feeding. Thankfully this bird's far more obliging and makes my job of getting the camera and rifle on him much easier. It's a shame I forgot to shoot straight though. It's a lovely sight seeing pigeons come into the pattern like that. Unfortunately, they're not all fooled by the decoys. There's a small flock of starlings drifting across the field through the mist, but I've no real interest in them. but I almost choked on the biscuit I was chewing on when these two hooded crows landed. And thankfully managed to get one with a shot to the back of the head. I left the body where it was lying till I finished my biscuit, something his mate wasn't terribly fussed about. Another few seconds and he would have been joining him. But that's shooting for you. Whether he saw movement in the hide or what, I don't know. I left it for a few minutes, then went out and set up the hooded crow as a decoy, hoping that I might get an opportunity at his mate later on. A couple of jackdaws came lofting in from the distance and landed on the right hand side of the pattern. And I managed to add one of them to the bag. Then added him to the decoy pattern as well. The jackdaw certainly seemed to be attracting attention. I was just too slow at getting the shot off. Another curious magpie dropped down in for a look-see. But he won't be leaving again. Oh, look who's back. Too slow again. With all these crows and magpies, I sort of forgot I was here after pigeons. He's a bit of a flapper, but I got a good solid contact with his head, so set him up as a decoy with the rest of them. Now stay still. Good pigeon. Ah, again with the missing. He's back again. It's a bit of a longer shot, but he's not flying off this time. Patience definitely paid off. Well, that's definitely not a crow. And certainly no wood pigeon either. Looks like a buzzard's come down for a free meal. And he's not sure where to start in the buffet. The jackdaws aren't too happy to see him anyway. Now, just before anybody puts a comment in, why didn't you shoot the buzzard? Well, all birds of prey are protected by law in the UK. But these jackdaws aren't, and if they sit there long enough, I might just get... Nope, there they go. Oh well. Well, it certainly wasn't the best pigeon decoying demonstration, but with 3 magpies and 2 hooded crows in the bag, I'll take it.